What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Run Pure Sports MLB Swing for the Fences show. We're here breaking down this small little, what looks like, about 8-game MLB slate. Not a ton of games, but, we do have some offenses that appear to be in some really good spots. A couple pitchers, maybe 2 or 3 that I think are appealing, but we'll break it all down like we do every day. And I'm joined by the T's today. Big T and Uncle T. Uncle T, what's going on?
Yeah, doing real well. Good to be back with you guys on a Thursday afternoon. And sweating out the early slate here. Got a couple nice teams going here with some late action, a couple pitchers that probably most people had at least one of, maybe not, if not both pitchers. So, got golf that started today, the WGC. So, yeah, it's a good day. And we're going to break down this evening slate and try to find some winners for the people.
Yeah, I guess I said 7 or 8. It's only 6. So a couple less than I had anticipated. But, Big T, like myself, I mean, we found a way to find a lot of success on these smaller slates. So I don't hate this. I mean, I don't like the 15 gamers. 7, 8, probably the most comfortable spot for me. But 6, we'll lock in some winners on this one, right, Big T?
Yeah, I love these shorter slates. It's much easier, too. I kind of like, too, when there's not any late games. You got them all starting somewhat early. I think the latest one's 8:15 or something. Just makes it easier, especially when we got football coming. We got some good football stuff. I know we got a bunch of our team working on this preseason stuff to get a product out for some big contests tonight. It's fun. I hate preseason as much as probably anyone does, but – at Run Pure, we take pride in putting a good product out for every single sport. And it's good to have football back. I'm not a big preseason guy, but it's still good to have it on the TV, seeing some football in action. And, of course, I'm going to play tonight with – let's see, what is that contest tonight? It's pretty big. Let's see, what is it, like $50K up top or something?
Yeah, they got big contests out there. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not huge into the preseason DFS contests, really never have. But we kind of built a team to cover it. I think we're going to have about 5 or 6 guys covering every preseason slate. So, Tony, why don't you talk to the people about what we're going to be offering up for these preseason contests in the next few weeks here?
Yeah, I mean, tonight, just a showdown, so it's a little smaller, a little ramped down, but we're going to have a playbook and core plays tonight. And then on these bigger slates, the most important thing is going to be like always, being in the Discord as news hits. Maybe they say a running back's going to get 3 quarters, or a quarterback's going to play extra that night, or the receiver's working on some, just like anything. I love these niche sports, which I consider preseason a niche sport, because the news is everything. It's not like NBA and NFL during the regular season where you can just plug in the numbers and kind of go with it. There's a lot more work to be done with the preseason. You could get a tip from some beat writer that puts you over the edge, which I like. I love all niche sports. I'm excited to dive in. But, yeah, like Hoop said, we got a full team. Every slate will have a playbook and cores. We'll be in Discord talking about all the news. Give you a good chance to win, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking more forward to next week where, I mean, tonight it's 1 game. It's like a 30 total. I think the highest projected guys are defenses, obviously, because it's a showdown slate. It's kind of an ugly slate, but, I mean, I'm looking right now, $200K prize pool, $50K up top. Got to get in there and play it, of course. See if we can maybe get lucky with something in there and hit the 4th-string receiver that catches a 40-yard touchdown and breaks the slate.
Yeah, I mean, as I always say, I mean, this is no joke when I bring this up on every show. You're seeing it. I have emails because, I'm subscribed to the newsletters and some of these other sites. NFL preseason packages are released. What do? They reach out to you and say, you owe us more money if you want the NFL preseason package. That is something that we do not do. I mean, if we bring on new sports, when new sports start, you don't have to worry about that at Run Pure Sports. We're never going to tell us you owe us more money for a specific sport. So this NFL package, preseason package that we talked about, it's going to be included in the membership at Run Pure Sports. We're not going to tell you owe us another $130. I've got a couple emails in the last few days that, hey, we released our NFL preseason package, but if you want access to it, you got to pay us, a couple $100 more. Not how it works here at Run Pure Sports. One price for everything. And if you want to get in at Run Pure Sports before NFL starts, we're giving people an opportunity to get in at a cheaper rate for life. You need to find that promo code. The promo code is, and I should know this because I'm the one that created it, RPS NFL 15. So you use promo code RPS NFL 15 on a monthly package. You lock in 15% off for life. So if you do the DFS and bets, you're going to be paying $85 a month. If you do just DFS, which is typically $80, you're going to be looking at about what, $67, $68. That's just off the top of my head. I'm assuming that's pretty damn close. So RPS NFL 15% off your monthly payment for life. You're locked in to that rate. And let's also, Tony, I want you to touch on our NFL product, what people can expect from the NFL product once that starts the regular season. I know we've had a few meetings, a few calls. Just let the people know what they can expect if they're going to become a member and are interested in the NFL stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, just to polish up the preseason before I get into it, I do think it's maybe one of the biggest edges you can find in DFS because so many casual people are going to want to play this $10 contest tonight. And when they click on it, they're not going to have a damn clue who to play. They're going to be wanting to play the guys they know. And in preseason, especially game one tonight, none of the best plays are guys you're going to know. I mean, even me, I'm looking at these top plays tonight. As I look at it, I followed every football game for the last 30 years, however freaking long I've been watching football. I have no idea who some of these guys are. I mean, Brendan Knox is going to get snaps. I mean, Anthony Johnson at receiver, I have no idea who that is. So we're going to help you out a ton with the preseason. One of the biggest edges in all of DFS, which I love. I love the sports where you can get an edge. But to the regular season, yeah, we've had meetings and stuff. We're going to have the best product we could possibly have. The normal stuff, we're going to have playbooks and cores, obviously, tiers, all that kind of stuff. That's the normal stuff. And then we're going to have a show every day in the afternoon where every day is going to be different. A tournament show, a cash show, bets plus DFS show. We'll have a full schedule out within, I don't know, I'd say 2 weeks. We'll put something out that says everything we're going to do, but we're going to have a ton of content. We've got the best team. We much better team. Nothing against our team last year. We got a lot of the same guys, but we've added to it, and we're just more comfortable. I mean, last year we were just starting out. We were trying to get the site off the ground. This year we're a lot more in place here. We can do a lot more with the product now that we're just more comfortable, to be honest. We've got the site up. We're not worrying about all the little stuff that we were worrying about last year. Now we can just focus on picking winners, and it's going to be a fun year. I'm super excited to dive back into it.
Yeah, so as Tony kind of alluded to, we're going to have a main, I guess, NFL show every single day, 2 p.m. Eastern. Some will be free, some will be members only, but it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern every single day throughout the week. And, each show is going to be different, kind of covering a different topic, a different strategy, and things of that nature. So, make sure that you're tuning in, hit the subscription so the subscription button here on YouTube so when we're going live. It's a good way to make sure you don't miss any of the shows. And one other thing we had tweeted out before the show, we have a member that had a big week in baseball last week. Yuri Thomas is his name, and he reached out and he said he wants to give one of the YouTube listeners a free monthly subscription to Run Pure Sports. So we'll be selecting that later on in the show today. And, the person that's going to pick that, I think, is going to be Uncle T. So Uncle T, not to put you on the spot here, but I guess I kind of am. What's the qualifications here? What do we need? What are you going to be looking for from the people when you pick?
I want to say something real quick, because usually I'd go with this, but this Mamba for life is always freaking in here, bringing good mojo, talking to us during the shows. And as you were talking about that, Hoop, he's in here saying he'd love to be a member and he can't. He just doesn't have the money for it, which is, we can appreciate that. Everybody's got different money. Everybody is just at different points in life with different things. I think we give it to this dude. He just right out of the gate. Sometimes we make him work for it. This dude's always in here bringing good mojo and stuff. What do you think? Can we just give it to this thing? What do you think, Uncle T?
How about we do this? We give one to Mamba right out of the gate for
I like that.
Always in here. He's very loyal. So Mamba, send an email to info@RunPureSports. We'll get you set up, and we'll still give away another one. How about that? So we're going to give away that one, and then we'll give away another one. So one of them from Yuri Thomas and one of them from Big T, Uncle T, and Hoop. How about that? Does that sound good, boys?
Love it.
I like it.
Right.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, Mamba's always in there. He's always in there with, watching the shows, kind of grinding with us a little bit and kind of following, keeping up. So, yeah, I like that call a lot.
All right, now Uncle T for the second one. We have time, so you don't have to, come up with the qualifications and what you're going to be looking for. If you have it now, that's great. If not, we'll, circle back and, come up with something here, maybe as we start going through the games. What are you thinking?
Yeah, let me think about it. Let's get through the pitchers and then maybe I'll come up with something good here. Do you want it in the YouTube chat or you want it in the Discord chat?
Well, just right on the YouTube chat. We'll pick someone from the YouTube chat. So we'll come up with something here within the next 10 minutes or so, and that'll be selected towards the end of the show. But one thing I know for sure is we got to get the likes up. We got to make sure people are hitting the subscription button because we gave away one. And we're going to be generous and give away a second, but we need good mojo from everyone. That means we need the likes, we need the subscriptions to go up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Let's see, we got anything else before we hop in? All right, no, let's talk pitcher. And like I said, there's only 6 games here, so we'll most likely be able to move pretty quickly. We are going to talk pitchers, and then we're going game by game. Like we kind of prefer here. Just pulling this up. The pitchers that we're looking at, obviously not a ton of top tier pitchers on this slate. Most expensive guy, Framber Valdez, 9.9K. Good matchup at home against Minnesota. Big time favorite here. He's clearly in play. And then the other guy, I think that's going to get a lot of ownership, Sonny Gray. 9.3K, another really good matchup here at home against the Pirates. When I look at this slate, I think this is where we see a large majority of the ownership. These two to me are clearly the two top plays. You look at the projections, they're the two top plays. You look at Vegas, they're the two top plays. Everything points to just playing these guys. Big T, you and I are very similar in our strategies. When we're, playing tournaments for MLB, if something seems like you don't need to get too cute, that pitcher, a lot of times you and I don't, we're willing to kind of eat the chalk at this position. Is that something you're going to be doing today, or are you maybe going to be looking to go a different route?
Yeah. And, before I get into it, Darnell's trying to give me some love about the Soler call last night. I got news for you, Darnell. I didn't have Soler last night, so I'm not even going to take the credit for once. I'm going to be honest. I did not play Soler, and I didn't recommend him. So you're giving the credit to the wrong person. It might have been Uncle T or Hoop. It was not Big T, though. I'll tell you that much. So back to pitcher. Pitcher's weird tonight because it's 6 games, like you said. And lately I've been living in the cheaper range where there's no cheap guys tonight. Like even the crappy guys are priced up, where I think the ownership on these top guys is going to be outrageous, which is okay. Kind of like what Hoop was saying. Sometimes you just got to eat it. And man, I unless you want to get different, I don't really see a way to get off of these top guys. I mean, Sonny Gray, Framber, Ross Stripling, even I guess I'd put in that bracket. And after that, I mean, I'm not playing Dallas Keuchel, Tukey Toussaint. I mean, I could play him just because of the park. I like the park, but he's 7,400. He feels a little expensive to me. My boy Nestor, I love Nestor. He's one of my favorite guys, just part-time type pitchers for the Yankees. I love Nestor, but damn, he's 7,900. He should be like 5,900. That's super annoying.
Well, you head on over to FanDuel. He's 5.5K.
Well, there, I sign me up for Nestor on FanDuel because I like that, and you can play some big bat. The good thing is tonight, there's some big-time offenses going against these bad pitchers. I mean, you look in each game, you got the Yankees, you got Toronto, you got the Reds versus a bad pitcher, you got Houston. you keep going down, no White Sox. And then the only game where I'm not going to be looking at is probably the Atlanta game, which maybe that's the place I look for pitcher, which I hadn't necessarily been in that, but we have no cheap pitchers. Wade LeBlanc is the type of guy that I don't think is amazing by any means, but he's the only guy that's remotely cheap. He's in that ballpark that we talk about every day. It is a good park for pitching. Maybe it's a direction to go, but in general, if I can play Sonny and Framber, I'm good with that because they're clearly the top two guys for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. I mean, we have, like you said, the best offenses on the slate all find themselves in really good matchups in terms of, projected scoring here. I mean, the top offenses in general have the good matchups today. We only have 6 games, so that means we just don't have a lot at starting pitcher. For me, I'm going to live in with these top 2 guys, Valdez, Gray. Like I said, if you're going to MME, I agree with you. I mean, Toussaint, I think you can go there. And then, maybe Wade LeBlanc at 6.7K, but I mean, really it's just when I'm playing a cheap pitcher that I'm not super comfortable with, I prefer them to be in that 5K range. He's still 6.7K. Yes, that's cheap, but I like when they're even cheaper than that. So, we'll see. We don't have all the lineups out. Maybe we get some cheaper bats towards the top and these better offenses to make it all easy. We'll see. Uncle T, talk to me about what you're doing here at the pitcher position.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys on the top 2. There's not much else to say as far as, the strength of the top of the pitcher board. It's just not there tonight. We've got Valdez, like you guys mentioned, at $9,900. It still feels kind of a little expensive for him. He does draw a nice matchup against the Twins. I'm probably a little bit, if I had to choose between the 2, I would definitely go Sonny Gray against the Pirates. It is hot here in Cincinnati, 85 degrees. So that does worry me a little bit. I mean, the Pirates do have a couple nice bats in Reynolds and Hayes, but obviously not enough to scare me off of Sonny Gray on this type of a slate. So I'd probably prefer, if I had to choose between the top 2, I would definitely side with Gray, in my opinion. Going down a little bit, I have no interest in McKenzie or Stripling, to be quite honest. You got an extreme pitchers umpire in that game. I don't think Stripling is very good, and I don't think McKenzie is very good. So, Toronto is going to be expensive. We'll talk about the bats here in a moment, but I don't like either of those 2 pitchers. So going down, Nestor, Tony mentioned Nestor. He's a guy that, he's definitely overpriced, but I think it's, again, clearly relative to the short slate in the field. And I don't think 7,900 is too much to pay for him. On a 14-game slate, he wouldn't be priced that way. So for me, I've got Gray and then Nestor Cortez next. And then I like Touki Toussaint, or however you pronounce the guy's name, in that game in St. Louis. I like right-handed pitching against all those right-handed bats with St. Louis. And I believe they've got 8 of them in the lineup. And the only left-handed bat for the Cardinals is Matt Carpenter. So, he draws a nice matchup there. And again, is he risky? Sure. But you got a good ballpark. Again, St. Louis right-handed heavy. So for me, if I had to, kind of rank them, if you will, it would be Gray, Cortez, and Toussaint. And I won't blame you for playing Valdez at all. He's just going to fall down just a little bit on my board tonight.
Yeah, and Cortez, like I said, on FanDuel, 5.5K. I think he's clearly the next best option after those top guys. Big T, you're getting a little credit here in the chat from Don Scholes. Missed the show yesterday. Well, that part kind of stinks. Should be here every day. No days off. But he goes, 2 days ago, Super T, not Big T, Super T picked the Yankees pitcher at 4K. Bam, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's a strategy we always talk about on these shows, and one that I like to employ too, especially on that slate. I remember not a ton of good pitching. If you're not comfortable with the top and there's guys viable at the bottom at 4K, look what it did. That guy came out and was phenomenal, and you won a seat to the baseball championship too that day, right?
Yeah, I cleared the air. I didn't take credit for the Soler, but I will take credit 2 days ago because I had a bunch of good calls that night with Casali hit a bomb. I had Polanco hit a low-owned bomb, and I had our boy Gill went for like 25 at 4K. So I will take credit for who was the guy that said that? I will take credit, whoever that was, because I had a good day that day. Monster day on TK. Don Schultz.
Big T's pants were off that night. All night long they were off.
That was a tasty night that night. A lot went right, and then last night, it's how the DFS life goes. A lot went wrong last night for Big T. So that's how it goes. We're back on the horse tonight. We're doing pretty good this afternoon. Pitchers, the more I look at this, like always, I do these shows. I don't prepare a ton going into them because I think it helps the shows as we talk through these things. It helps me too, just to process it all. The more I look at Sonny Gray and Framber, the more I think they might not be the plays. I'm just looking at some of their recent numbers. Sonny Gray, I thought he was better than he's been. In my head, I feel like he's been really good. And then I started looking more into it. Hasn't been great. Pittsburgh doesn't strike out a ton, and the heat in the ballpark, like Uncle T said, on top of it, and the fact that he's going to be 60 or 70% owned on this slate. Weigh it all in there. I think I got a little less interest in him. Framber has been walking 15% of people too lately. It looks like in these numbers. I don't know. Those are two alarming things when I can go cheaper and I want big bats. I should be clear about that. There's big bats. We've been on the Yankees, Toronto. Like I said, I already named off the teams that we're going to be interested in. They got big price tags. So it's tough to pay 99 and 93 for Framber and Gray unless you're just sold on it. Like if you're sold and you think they're great plays, absolutely get them locked in there. But if you think they're going to get you 18, 17 points top end, you don't have to do that. You can go cheaper and try to get 13 from some guy or something and get bigger bats in there. So I think I've flipped a little bit. This Tukey Toussaint, Nestor, and LeBlanc are kind of where I think my head's at now in the cheaper, especially Tukey Toussaint against St. Louis in that ballpark. I think he looks very good. And I always like Nestor against Seattle. Nestor's just got strikeout stuff. He's not going to go 100 pitches by any means, but maybe he strikes out 7 guys in 4 innings or something and gets you a bunch of points. So I think I'm more in that cheap range the more I listen to you guys talk and the more I look at it.
Yeah, just go ahead, Uncle T.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just to put a cap on it. And that was initially my reasoning, Big T, on why I didn't really want both of them for sure coming into the show. And I sided with Gray with the reasoning that you're right. He's been very inconsistent this year. I just feel like if you're looking up and down this Pittsburgh lineup, while it may not have a ton of strike, this lineup is not very good. I mean, you got Park in the leadoff spot, Newman, and then again you get Reynolds and Hayes that are a couple big bats, but this lineup is not good. And I think if there is an upside and a ceiling game for Gray, it will be tonight, right? I in my opinion, I think even though it is hot here in Cincinnati, and again, we're going to like some of these Reds bats, or at least I am here in a little bit when we talk about the sticks. I do still think him and Nestor have the top 2 highest K rates on the board. So if we're looking at strikeouts and trying to get, maybe an 18 to 22 point effort each out of our pitcher, again, it depends on what you want, right? If Nestor at 7,900 can get us 20 points and Gray at 300 can get us 25 points on this slate, I don't know if that's going to be enough or not. But for me, I'm still not going to come off of Gray, but I definitely get your points, and I'm definitely on board with Nestor and Tukey. I'm not necessarily on board with LeBlanc. I'll let you play LeBlanc.
Yeah, it's a tough position, and that's I guess the main point here. You're not going to feel comfortable even at the top, like Gray, Valdez. They look like the best names on paper, but like Big T pointed out, definitely some question marks involved in those numbers too. So I think you can be a little bit creative at this position if that means you're getting the offenses that you want, and there's a lot of offenses that you're going to want today. We're going to go into that. We're going to go game by game. Before we do that, reminder, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're giving away a second monthly membership. We gave one away right out of the gate just for good mojo reasons. Big T pointed out Mamba, always in here, interacting with us, friendly, kind, good mojo. So we just gave him a monthly membership. We're going to give away another one from Yuri Thomas, one of our members. had a big week in MLB last week, wanted to give away the membership. Uncle T, do you have the criteria, or do you want me to pick something?
No, I do. I
Okay.
got it. I got it. Before we go on to the game by game, yeah, I want everybody in the chat that's watching, I want you to give if you want to, want this subscription, let us know what you think about Big T's fluorescent lighting in his backdrop today. He's been working a lot with our producer Simon, trying to get some different lighting in the back. Maybe a funny comment, or what you think, what you think of the lighting there for Big T. I mean, Big T has all the bells and whistles, you know what I mean? He's got the setup, he's got all the nice stuff, all the trimmings in his office there. So maybe give a good comment on what you think of the lighting.
I agree. That's actually a really good one. So yeah, get creative. Uncle T is going to pick the winner in the chat. So I mean, not only do you have to play on the new fluorescent lighting for Big T, but you got to find something that hits home with Uncle T as well. So you really got to hit both of these knee houses while you can. So whoever we pick there is going to get a monthly membership at Rumpier Sports. So get those comments in there, and
you're going to get some good ones with that. I like that. There's going to be some. I think the way I'm boxed in with the editing, they're going to have to see it on the full screen, because right now it's a work in progress. So I don't have the full picture lit up. It's only a small strip, and Simon has my small strip edited out of the picture. So it's going to have to be when I'm full screen.
Why don't you scan that camera out there a little bit? Like I think you'd be able to see it if we get a little scan over your shoulder there.
If I start messing with the camera, who knows what's going to happen? So Simon's going to have to sculpt it.
Yes, Simon's going to get us a full angle camera view here, so you can see the lighting in the background. But I will say, if you don't see it now, but you are going to see it now, there's more to come, because I just ordered more for Big T on the way within the next couple of days. You'll definitely be sweet
when they all come, for sure. I like how they look. There's just we're a little short on the numbers so far.
All right, there we go. So now we got the full screen.
That actually looks good on that full screen. I like the lights. We just got to add a few more to the portfolio.
Yep. And that's going to happen, because they just got ordered before we hopped on the air. So there's going to be more of the fluorescent lights to come. And somehow my pillow behind me just randomly fell off my chair. That's kind of weird. All right, let's get into the game by game talk. First game on the docket here, we have the Mariners, we have the Yankees, 9.5. Total in this game, 4 team total for the Mariners, about 5.5 for the Yankees. And the Yankees 2 nights ago treated us very well. Last night, what did they do last night? Did they eventually got it going? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I mean they didn't go insane, but they still scored 10 runs. I think they just didn't hit a bunch of bombs.
Yeah, so they did it. Yeah, they scored 10. So back-to-back solid. And you're going to see a ton of this from the Yankees. I mean, just look at this lineup. I mean, you got Rizzo, Judge, Stanton, Gallo, Gleyber Torres starting to hit the ball a little bit. Odor down there. Gary the GOAT, though, COVID positive. He's going to be out for a little while, unfortunately. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, man, Gary the GOAT, we need him back in this lineup. So
is he going to make it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. We'll see.
These comments are going to be so good by the end of the show. It's going to be hard for me to pick one.
All right, so Mangone. Oh, leave it to Mangone. All right, this is such a Mangone move. Okay, so he said he's delayed on the show and just heard the chat about Soler. He's taking credit for the Soler. Comes in 15 minutes after the Soler conversation and takes the victory lap on Soler. Such a Mangone move, but you love to see it. So
we'll say this. I did the playbook hoop that night, and he was in Uncle T's core. So I don't think that's what the guy was referencing, but I did have him in my core.
So now you and Mangone are battling.
I know I had it.
Are going to battle for the credit. So he was a highlighted play on the cash chart. Now we find out Uncle T was humble. He didn't say it when the conversation happened, but now we find out he was in Uncle T's core as well. So everyone wants the credit for Soler now. We got a couple of guys that have stood up and,
as long as Holden doesn't come in and say he had him too, then we're good.
Darnell said, "Nah, it was Big T." I like Darnell.
He's holding strong.
If it was anyone else too, like JSU, and I knew JSU gave it, I would have just taken the credit and just right in front of him. But if it was my man Uncle T and Mangone, I can't take the credit from them.
So yeah, Yankees obviously will have ownership here. Matchup against Tyler Anderson is a good one. The total for the Yankees is high. Judge, Stanton, I think, will be very highly owned. I still like Rizzo. Rizzo hits lefties very well. Let's go to Uncle T.
Get out of here. G. Risen's trying to get credit now too. Get out of here, G. Risen.
He was in my court too. Oh man. Oh, that's really wild. So everyone wants the Soler credit. Apparently a bunch of Run Pure Sports guys were on Soler. He got the job done. Imagine that. Big T or Uncle T, I said. Yeah, talk to me about this Mariners Yankees game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're definitely not going to break news on this game. Obviously, they're the top offense. There are a couple offenses I like as well as we go on the show here. And it'll be a hard fade. If you full fade the Yankees tonight, it's definitely a route to go that could get you there. If say this game goes 4-2 or 5-3 or something like that and doesn't blow out, and you have a stack of the White Sox and Reds or somebody like that, yeah, you could definitely get there. I just you got Tyler Anderson, a left-handed pitcher that doesn't throw very hard, doesn't strike many guys out, and you got all these right-handed bats. Joey Gallo hasn't even gotten anything going yet. He's really started off slow for the Yankees. I think he's 2 for 23 since joining the team. So, Rizzo's been pretty good, but again, it's just going to be a hard fade for me. I'm definitely going to have pieces of this Yankees team. Don't mind Rizzo, the lefty. And last night, our boy that we've been kind of sour on most of the year, DJ LeMahieu, finally got it going. In that game last night, I think he was 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs or something like that. So you add him, if he starts to get it going here late in the year with all the other guys in this order, I mean, again, it's just going to be crazy. So you do have a little bit of value down towards the bottom of the order if you wanted to go there and get a little bit different. Glaber is only 4.4K. He's been not very good, but he's got 8, 10, 12 points the last couple games. Odor, lefty. I don't know that I would go there, but you got the catcher, Higashiaki or whatever his name is, 3K. And then I'm not sure who this Jonathan Davis is at 2.7K in the outfield. I don't know if you guys know who he is. But again, you can maybe go down and try to grab a piece or two down there to pair with a guy, maybe a wraparound stack and do a little DJ and Rizzo maybe around the top. But I can't see how you can get away with a full fade here tonight. And then on the other side, we like Nestor quite a bit. I can't imagine playing any of these Seattle guys. Obviously, Mitch Haniger's got a lot of pop, especially in Yankee Stadium. So it does worry me a little bit about Nestor being, even though Seattle doesn't have a whole lot of, power and pop in that lineup, it is Yankee Stadium. So, Ty France has been a lot better lately. And this Abraham Toro that came over from Houston in that trade, he's been on fire since they got him. So I don't think I'm going to use any of these Seattle bats, but I definitely think the Yankees would be a really tough fade for me tonight.
All right, Big T, talk to me here about this Yankees lineup. And I know you said you obviously have interest in Cortez. I'm assuming that, not much interest in the Mariners. Just talk to me here about this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cut and dry slate for me where I named all those big offenses. I don't think you really need to go to these other teams because all the better pitchers are pitching against the bad teams. Like if I look at literally every game, you got the good offense and the better pitcher versus the bad offense and the worst pitcher. So I think it's a super cut and dry slate as far as that. And there's no way I'm playing Seattle. There's just too many big offenses. I love Nestor and I love the Yankees bullpen. So I do get worried about Seattle because I feel like they always beat me. They're better than people think. Their record's better than people realize, and they just have been better. So I'm a little cautious, kind of like Uncle T, but it's still a short slate. And I'm going to play Nestor some, and especially on FanDuel. And I don't need to go to Seattle. Yankees, I said it yesterday and the day before. I'm just going to keep playing them. I know me and Uncle T in past years have rode them out pretty good. They scored double digits, I think, the last 2 days. I don't see myself getting off them anytime soon, so I'm going to ride them out. Gallo, I'm definitely a little worried about Gallo. He looked terrible at the plate the last couple days. He's going to be one of the highest owned guys always just because of the power. Lefty. He might be the guy I leave out. I like a bunch of these other guys, and he just doesn't look right at the plate to me. So I might stay off Gallo, get on the rest of these guys. Jonathan Davis, I don't know who he is either. I think he's either from Toronto or Houston. I remember seeing his name in the lineups. I just don't even know where he came from. I'm sure he isn't good, but Price, you could play Higo and Jonathan Davis and play 3 studs up top, a little wraparound. You're going to have to get a little creative tonight just because of the pricing. I mean, the pitchers, even the crappy pitchers, aren't cheap. So you're going to have to get a little creative, which means playing a guy like Jonathan Davis, and I'm okay with that. I can play a guy. I've played worse than Jonathan Davis, I'll tell you that much. So maybe a wraparound for me with the Yankees. And, yeah, DJ LeMahieu got it going a little bit this last couple games. I'm okay with really everyone. Gallo is probably going to be my fade, though. Yeah. And Odor. I'm not playing Odor either. He let me down a little yesterday. I'm not playing him lefty-lefty either.
Yeah, Gallo.
Hoop, what's your you're probably going to get to it if I did, sorry, but like Gallo, obviously, the guy's a stud, but he just hasn't gotten it done the first 7-10 days. And I'm going to take more of a wait and see approach until he maybe starts to kind of figure it out. Sometimes, even with these top end guys, they get traded, and he's obviously amongst a complete stud lineup. And again, he's going to get it going, but right now I just can't see paying for him at 5,100.
Yeah, and that's where I think just overall our mindset at Run Pure Sports is different than the other places. They're going to look at the projections for Gallo and his home run upside, and that's going to boost his projection way up. And they're going to say, hey, he's got multiple home run upside. You can't fade him. Yes, he could come out and hit 3 home runs tonight, but what we do a little bit differently here, we apply. We go beyond that step of the projections. And really, we're watching these games, and he has not looked great. It is a lefty-lefty matchup. The obvious benefit to him is he's got that short porch in right field, the Yankee Stadium. He hasn't been able to take advantage of it yet. I don't think he's going to be super highly owned on DraftKings at 5.1K, but on FanDuel he's 3.6K. So I think his ownership is a little bit higher on FanDuel. And then even like DJ LeMahieu, 5.3K on DraftKings. He's only 3K on FanDuel. So the pricing for a lot of these Yankees guys, including their pitcher, super, super cheap, and they'll probably end up being the most popular offense on the slate for that reason. So let's move to the next one. We have
like a guy like Gallo, always surprised. Like tonight, in my mind, he should be clearly behind Judge and Stanton projection-wise. But if you look at all the projections, which is important, like I talk about on all these shows, because so many people run optimizers and it just plugs the projections in. He's projected ahead of Stanton and he's close to Judge. So on the surface, you would think everyone plays Judge and Stanton over him, but he might come in higher owned than we think just because he's projected higher than Stanton. I hope that's true too, because man, Stanton has to be a better play than Gallo tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, a lot of people, base their stuff solely off projections, and if that is the case, then maybe Gallo does come in, higher or close to the. To me, Judge and Stanton, I agree with you. They should be way above Gallo tonight. Maybe that's not necessarily the case. Next game, Indians, Blue Jays, 9.5 total, 5.5 for the Blue Jays, 4 for the Indians. Before we get into the offenses, though, I do want to talk about Ross Stripling one more time because Jose Ramirez is not in the lineup for the Indians. We're struggling at pitcher, obviously, not a ton of guys that we feel comfortable with. Big T, with Jose Ramirez out of the lineup, does that bump Ross Stripling up for you?
Yeah, I mean, I already liked Ross Stripling just because I pulled up the numbers while you guys were talking. Kind of when I circled back about pitcher, I didn't talk about Stripling, but I was looking at the strikeout numbers, and they're at like 28% in the last. Because I've only been looking at the last 30 days, but the Indians 28%. That's just outrageous. And Stripling has been better than people realize this year. I'm not a huge Stripling guy. I know our boy DC likes him a little bit. I just think the numbers really point to Stripling being a good play tonight. You look at this lineup. There's no one that doesn't strike out in this lineup with Jose Ramirez out. They traded whatever the shitty second base Caesar. They traded him away. They don't have him anymore. I think the Indians are quietly one of the worst offenses in baseball. and they strike out a ton. So, yeah, I definitely think Stripling is in play tonight.
All right, Uncle T, touch on that topic and then go into the offenses here in this game.
Yeah, I definitely, and that's something that Jose Ramirez has been in and out of the lineup the last couple of weeks. So, that's something that when their lineup gets released, we've all, patiently been waiting, right? Because clearly he's the centerpiece and the only real guy, I guess, against the lefty. Franmil obviously is always in play against the lefty. Obviously, Stripling is not a lefty. So, yeah, you take him out of the lineup. Hernandez got traded away. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have, with this news, definitely going to have to put Stripling back in my player pool. And I'm honestly could be a nice pairing with Sonny Gray. It might be a popular one by the end of the night, up to lock. But, yeah, I'm definitely going to have Stripling now. Oh, did you want to go in? Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and just talk about the offenses here, the Indians and the Blue Jays, your interest level. Obviously, I don't think much interest in the Indians, but talk to me about the Blue Jays offense.
Yeah, the Blue Jays, they're one of them offenses that we all know. The top 4 guys are going to be pretty high priced. They're going to be over $5K. You got Vladdy at 6.2K. McKenzie's been all over the board. He struggles with his control. It's clearly a great spot. I think the roof is the roof open or closed in Toronto? I think it might be open tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the roof is open in Toronto. But yeah, I mean, I don't like the lineup at the bottom nearly as much as the top. I know Big T's talked about it in past shows where it's just hard to do a wraparound stack with the bottom guys with like McGuire, and tonight they got this Espinal or however you pronounce it at third base. But if we don't have a ton of pitching to pay up, say we don't want Gray or Stripling, say we go with the double, with a Cortez and a Toussaint, you're going to have plenty of money to, to get this stack in for sure. So I get it to kind of put a cap on it for me. While I say it's definitely a good stack to target, it's probably going to fall down a little bit on my board tonight because I like a couple. I already said that it's going to be a hard fade for the Yankees. I'm going to have them. And there's 2 other teams that I like that we're going to get to. I'm probably going to be under, if not a fade on Toronto, but it's not because they're not a good play. Especially on a short slate, I'm not going to play 5 or 6 teams. So for me, for those reasons, I'll probably be out on Toronto.
Apparently, I hurt Mangone's feelings. He says, instead of touting the cash chart, I took a shot at him and the cash chart. First off, the comment, okay, yeah, maybe I should have given you credit. It was more in a joking manner, but how the fuck are you still 15 minutes behind? Like, if I hop into a live show and the chat's interactive and stuff, I just hit the live button and say, all right, you know what? I'm going to miss 10 to 15 minutes, but I want to be live with the people. Mangone's still living 15 minutes behind. Is that the wrong take, Big T, or the right take? Like, I've
never watched a live show from behind. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So Mangone is he's set. Okay. We got the official word. He is 7 minutes behind. I had to help my family with something. I'll be there.
Mangone's like the type of person too. He's probably like watching it on 3X or something, listening to us talk super fast.
Come on, Mangone. We'll pause like 3 minutes. So you're, hit 2.5X and you'll be caught up in like, what's that equal? Like 9 minutes or something. If I'm on a live show, I got to get caught, especially, look at this chat. The chat's on fire today. The mojo's flowing. Mangone, just get caught up, and then we can we'll talk to you. Big T, talk to me about the offenses here, the Indians and Blue Jays.
Yeah, not going to play the Indians, obviously. And one guy I'm playing for sure, though, is our boy George Springer. Another leadoff bomb last night. The last few years, this guy leads off games with bombs, and there's nothing better than the early games. You just get that early bomb just right away from freaking Springer. So many times, too. It's unbelievable. I'd love to see the actual number. I'm sure someone in chat can tell me how many leadoff home runs he's had just the last, 2 or 3 years. It's got to be over 20. Not lead off an inning, lead off the damn game with a bomb. There's so many, and he's just blazing hot right now. He's got 31, 23, 11, 17, 13, 9. It's absurd how good he's been. I'm definitely playing him tonight for sure. But I kind of agree with Uncle T after him. And on a 6-game slate, I don't mind just playing Springer as a one-off and kind of being done with Toronto. Maybe he hits a bomb.
Don't disrespect my boy Corey Dickerson.
I don't mind Dickerson. The problem comes in, I want to play Judge and Stanton. So I know my teams look very, very good playing Springer, Judge, Stanton. I don't know if your boy Dickerson can make the cut for me with those three sitting there staring.
Mr. Dickerson is still 2K on FanDuel, and you get that extra spot. Does that entice you?
FanDuel is a lot different too. We don't talk about this enough on these shows because I'm almost always going to go 4-4 on FanDuel. So I like Toronto, and Toronto's not crazy expensive on FanDuel, where you can make it work a lot easier. Like you said, Dickerson's 2K. So instantly I can play the Yankees, and you got the utility spots. So you can play 4 outfielders too. So everything about FanDuel points to what you just said, Dickerson and Toronto. I like Toronto way better on FanDuel because you can fit them, honestly. On DK, you just can't fit them with the Yankees, and I'm playing the Yankees over them. So, yeah, I agree with you, though. On FanDuel, for sure. Some of these other guys, too, I will like more on FanDuel without a doubt. FanDuel construction is just better, honestly. I like the product. As crazy as that sounds, I like the product better on FanDuel. Just for baseball, I'm not getting overly excited. I don't like it better for all sports, but for baseball, I like the roster construction way, way better. Just the utility spot helps so much. I mean, there's so many times where you love 2 first basemen or 4 outfielders, and I love that. So, yeah, Dickerson on FanDuel, Springer on DK, probably not much else. On FanDuel, for sure, Toronto, though, more than DK.
Yep. I was going to say something, but slipped my mind. All right, let's go to the next game. We got the Pirates. We have the Reds, 9 total in this game. 3.5 for the Pirates, 5.5 for the Reds. Obviously, it's a good ballpark for hitting. Appears that it's pretty hot there. Got the boy. I mean, close. We got 2 sets of boots on the ground, really. Cincinnati area. We got Uncle T and Big T. Nick Castellanos back in the lineup for the Reds, and for some reason, he's only 3.7K. On DK. I mean, outfield is a loaded position. I mean, we just talked about the Yankees guys. We just talked about George Springer. We just talked about, potentially Corey Dickerson. Now you throw in a 3.7K Castellanos, Jesse Winker, more expensive, 5.4K. But, Reds offense, obviously in a really good spot here against Will Crow. In terms of ownership, do they kind of fly under the radar a little bit because we know the Yankees are going to be popular? We know the Blue Jays are going to be popular. We know the Astros are probably going to be popular. So many offenses on the 6-game slate. Have a sneaking suspicion that we might be able to get the Reds at maybe a lower ownership. Big T, I'll go to you first. Talk to me about the offenses here in this game.
Yep, Reds are in a great spot tonight. I mean, you look at the lineup, love Castellanos, and we get the gift of him priced at $3,700, which – you kind of need with the Reds in a way because Votto's super expensive, Winker's super expensive. I don't really want to play. I mean, Suarez has just been – I hate playing Suarez. I used to love playing him. He just never comes through for me anymore. I don't love the bottom of the lineup. Farmer, Naquin, Suarez. Naquin has been good in the past. He's going to be good tonight just because of the price. We need the savings. We need the 2,800 guy if you're stacking the Reds. You can't just – it's almost like Toronto in a way. You can't just go in there and play Winker, Votto, India. You just can't fit it without, totally punting a few spots. So I love the Reds tonight. I think they are a great replacement from the Yankees. I think you can kind of play one or the other. I don't think they mix very good because the same positions are good. And I think I would play a Springer as a one-off with one of these 2 teams. And they just don't mix well at all, which is a little disappointing. But the Reds could easily be the winner tonight, without a doubt. I mean, Will Crow is probably – I'm looking at the rest of these guys. Yeah, I'd say he's the worst pitcher on the slate, and he's in the best park, and he is facing a team that should be able to put up a bunch of runs. So I think I'd still rank the Yankees ahead just because of the sheer power they got. But the Reds are right behind them for me. And, I mean, I'm playing 4 teams or 3 or 4 teams like I always do. I'll for sure have almost as much Reds as Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I do really like about the Reds offense is you can play, I think, everyone. Even this, Kyle Farmer guy was hot for a while. I mean, still he had 1-0 for 4 game, but outside of that, I mean, he's had 24, 13, 12, 15, 22, 14, 9 fantasy points over the course of the last 2 weeks. So this is an offense I think you can play top to bottom. Uncle T talked
It's just nice having Aquino out because he is literally the worst. God, he's bad.
He always treats me well for some reason.
When? He hasn't had double digits ever. You must have played him like a month ago.
I don't know. I play him a lot. I feel like I feel like he's treating me well. Maybe not. Uncle T, what do you got for us here?
Yeah, before I go on, so I got a leader in the clubhouse for the free subscription for the monthly on Big T's lighting in his backdrop there. So keep the comments coming. I do have a leader in the clubhouse, but keep those coming in to get that free month subscription. But no, as far as this game, Nick Castellanos is clearly the most underpriced guy, in my opinion, on this slate. He will be popular, but I just don't see how you don't just plug and play this guy. He's an absolute stud. Before he got hurt, he was absolutely raking. So I really like him a lot. And a guy that you guys didn't mention in this stack, Tyler Stevenson. I don't like the catcher position a ton tonight. You could obviously play Salvi Perez here, as we'll come up in the Royals White Sox game here in a moment. You can clearly play him against Keuchel. But for me, my number one catcher is Stevenson, especially with Sanchez out now with COVID for the Yankees. I really like Tyler Stevenson batting 5th in the middle of, kind of this red stack. And I agree. You go down to the bottom. I mean, Suarez, if you look at his stats the last probably 7 to 10 games, it's been a home run or nothing. So you're literally, you're getting a decent price tag on Suarez. And for recently, you're just hoping he hits a bomb, because if he doesn't hit a bomb, he's going to get you maybe a walk or something like that, and he's going to bust. So I don't know if I'm as high on Suarez. Like Big T said, Naquin is a nice salary saver to put in there as well. So yeah, there's nothing. They're going to be my third stack tonight behind the Yankees and another team. So we'll have quite a bit of the red stack. Like I said, it's 85. It's humid here, and really like this Reds team tonight.
Yeah, and like I said, I have a feeling they could. I mean, outside of Castellanos, I know Castellanos is going to be popular, but I have a feeling that this team could, kind of fly under the radar a little bit. Joey Votto's all the way up there, like 5.7K. Could potentially, keep his ownership down. Before we move on, just want to let you guys know that we have some best ball content going right now. We have rankings, we have articles. Your boy even wrote an article here, not a big writer, but wrote an article about strategies for 3-man and 6-man. DraftKings calls them sit and go contest now. So that's up on the website. We also have a promo going with Underdog. If you sign up and use the promo code RunPeer, they will give you $25 for free. So head on over to Best Ball and use that promo code RunPeer. Next game, we have the Royals. We have the White Sox, 9.5 total, 4 team total for the Royals, about 5.5 again for the White Sox. There's, 5-6 teams that have this 5.5 team total. The White Sox, to me, they've been kind of frustrating. I've been playing them a lot lately. It just doesn't seem like they've, been getting home for us. Their lineup against lefties, I don't love. I think Abreu's a strong play. I think Tim Anderson's a strong play. Jimenez, I believe you can play. Maybe Andrew Vaughn. I'm not overly excited. Like, if I'm going to cross off one of these teams with one of these big totals, I think White Sox are the team that I kind of cross off. Stick with you, Uncle T. Talk to me here about this Royals White Sox. Before I do that, man, this Royals lineup is absolutely terrible. Just wanted to throw that in here.
Yeah, you just laid out the case why I do like the White Sox here, Hoop. I do like this team. You got Big T mentioned a little bit ago. He thought who was it that was the worst pitcher? Crow. Yeah, I think there's one guy that's worse, and it's Daniel Lynch. This guy's awful. So this White Sox team, you're right though, from the standpoint they've been frustrating us all year long, where they've been good on time at times, bad at times, and mostly bad. They've let us down, similar to the Twins. But tonight, I really like this lineup. You got Timmy Anderson and Abreu up top, 3.7K. You do have Cesar Hernandez in there. Eloy, you got Vaughn, all the way down the 6 hole. We don't play Moncada usually against a lefty, but he's down there at 4.8. No one's going to own him. No one will have Moncada tonight. And then you go all the way down to the bottom. I mentioned a moment ago, I like Stevenson quite a bit. My other catcher tonight that I'm going to filter in is this Sebi Zavala, or however you pronounce it, hit 3 bombs a couple games ago, and he's only 2.3K. So if I'm playing the White Sox, you can better believe that he's going to be in my stack tonight to give me some.
He had a triple bomb.
He hit a triple. I'm almost sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought.
No, you probably are right if he said that. Whew, I must have missed that day.
Yeah, against Cleveland, he put up 53 points, and that's not why I like him. Again, it's in a stack where the guy clearly has a little bit of pop, and Daniel Lynch is really bad. So for me, guys, I like this White Sox team quite a bit. And Hoop, you mentioned it before you threw it over to me. This Royals team is terrible. This lineup is really, really bad. You got Hunter Dozier in the 4-hole tonight. And then from 4 to 9, they're just not very good. If there was anybody else on the mound for the White Sox tonight, like if it was a Giolito or somebody like that, I'd be all over this White Sox pitching, staff tonight against this team. But with Keuchel not really having the upside, I just can't go there from a pitching standpoint. So yeah, the White Sox are my second favorite offense tonight.
Oh, I just got one of my favorite comments in the chat here. Oh, such a good one from Butthole, not Hole, Butthole Jenkins. He says, my favorite strategy for winning is to put the highest score in at each position at the same time, trying to score more points than everyone in the contest. That's how you win. You're welcome.
He learned from you. That's the advice you gave.
That's valuable information.
That was the best. That was the best morning wood ever when you finished it. So I got some great advice. We just need to score more points than everyone else. Or what did you say? Salary doesn't matter when it starts. You just need to score more points.
Yep. Salary does not matter once it starts. You just need to score more points than your opponents, and you win. And it's kind of the same thing from Butthole. Butthole is on the same.
Butthole. It doesn't matter what Butthole even says. It's a great comment.
Yeah, oh, exactly. Butthole could literally say anything. But also, more importantly, Mangone is officially caught up, so he's with us live in the chat.
All right, let's go, Mangone. Welcome back.
That's definitely important information for sure. He was watching it, I think he said, on 2X, which I do the podcast on faster speeds. Do you guys?
I do not.
Really? You go.
It like tricks me out. Like I feel like I'm like stoned or something.
Yeah, I see. Mangone brought up a good point. Like once you get hooked on like the 1.5 speed, like you can't go back. Like I can never listen to a podcast on normal speed. Like I'm at 1.5 like forever, no matter what I'm listening to. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't listen to like a ton. Mangone probably listens to like 37 podcasts too. So like he doesn't have enough time in the day. Yeah. I listen to a few. I don't listen to a ton. I don't need it really. I'm just sitting there anyways. I don't need to speed it up.
Okay, very, very good point there. All right, let's what do we got?
I've tried though. Like I've tried, I just don't like it for some reason. I need to get used to it maybe.
Yeah, if you get used to it, it's a beauty. I mean, at first you're kind of like, okay, what the hell's going on? You feel like you're missing stuff, but once
it sounds like how Mangone normally talks. Like I feel like I'm doing a show with Mangone listening at 1.5x.
Yeah, I can. It's funny you said that because I can still remember first time I ever heard Mangone on a podcast when he was at the other company, and I was like, holy shit, this guy talks freaking fast. It was I don't know who he was on with, but he's on a podcast with somebody and he's just flying. I mean, now I'm obviously used to it. Listening to Mangone at 1.5 hits a little different. That is that definitely is.
You got I wish you could like listen to him at 0.5 and everyone else at 1.5.
I think you can. I think you can slow it down. So that is definitely a viable option.
Our boy K Falik too. Like it's just because we got time on this show. He wants to go against the best pitcher or one of the best. He's in the baseball chat right now. I love the Twins against Framber. K Falik, it's not a challenge to pick on the best pitcher every slate. There's so many bad pitchers on this slate. Every slate he like finds the best pitcher and then decides he's going to stack against them.
Ask him about his boy Mejia last night. That'll shut him up for at least 30 seconds.
Oh, I mean, when you got the millions that K Falik has, like it doesn't even matter. You get to go ahead.
He likes to challenge himself. When you're already rich, you got to challenge yourself to try to beat the best pitcher.
Yeah, it's too easy just to play the best offenses, and I mean that's when you got the money.
I mean, why play Toronto against Mejia when you can play Mejia against Toronto?
Yeah, And when you got K-Phallic bucks, like you talk about dudes like Max, what's that? Max Struss, his NBA guy. Like you play guys that literally like aren't going to be playing in NBA games. I mean, that's just how you get your enjoyment and entertainment. So, just K-Phallic's just on a different level, unfortunately. Let's two more games. We got the Twins, we got the Astros, 9.5 total, 3.5 for the Twins, almost up to 6 here for the Astros. They're going to be a pretty popular offense tonight against Griffin Jacks, I believe is the guy they're going against. A ton of different ways to go. Alvarez, Tucker, Altuve, Brantley, super cheap. Is that 3.1K on? Another outfield is just, man, what a tough position today. Just absolutely loaded. You got Brantley at 3.1, Tucker at 3.8, Alvarez at 4.6. I mean, all three to me like severely underpriced. And there's gonna be some tough decisions at the outfield position today. But obviously one of the better offenses, they will be popular. I'm still obviously going to be on them. Big T thoughts here in this. Are you joining K-Phallic actually with the Twins? And then talk to me about the Astros.
I distracted you. I forgot I didn't talk about the White Sox, but I don't like the White Sox as much as Uncle T, but I do like a little mini stack with Zavala and Timmy Anderson. I always love Timmy Anderson against the lefty. I like that little two-man, especially because shortstop's pretty weak tonight. There's not many shortstops out there I like. So like that. And then, I'm not going to play Houston tonight just because I like these other teams more. I think Yuli might still be out tonight. I know he's banged up. We don't have a lineup yet, at least that I see. I'm going to be off Houston. I just like these other teams more. The Reds, the Yankees. Again, we're not going to play everyone's 6-game slate. I like those teams more, so not going to play Houston tonight. I can be talked into Minnesota with K-Phallic, though. I made fun of him, but I think as far as salary relief and a mini stack, you got pieces that can be useful tonight. Ref Snyder in the 5-hole for 2,100. Against a lefty, I like that a lot for salary relief. You got other guys that are just so cheap. I never play Simmons. I don't think he's a good play, but I think this is a slate where you can play a guy like Simmons. He's 2K at a bad position like shortstop. Framber, I just said he walks 15% of people. Maybe he gets on and steals a bag or something, and he's 2K. You can play him and Ref Snyder, and even a guy like Garver has power against lefties. I think you can do some things with this Minnesota team. I probably wouldn't full stack it. I'm not going to play Polanco, my boy, against a lefty. I only play him against righties. I'm not going to really play. I'm never going to play Donaldson and guys like that. I'm never going to play a studio or whatever the hell that guy's name is. But they do have pieces you can use. You can definitely play refs. Like if you get the perfect team and all you got to do is play Ref Snyder, sign me up for that. Even if I have to play Ref Snyder and Simmons, I'm okay with playing those two guys at min price against a guy like Framber. So not going to full stack with K-Phallic, but you can talk me into a few pieces that are super cheap here.
Uncle T, talk to me here about this game. Are you joining the Chart Man and Big T and getting on some of these Twins tonight?
Yeah, first off, NB Alive in the chat. How wide is the guy in the middle screens? He's looking around like he's on drugs. No, I was just stepping back because someone thought I was at the Reds game. So with my background, so that's all I was doing. NB Alive. I'm not on drugs tonight. No, definitely not on them. But as far as this game goes, I actually don't.
Uncle T's been hanging out with G Rising a little bit too much.
No, I do have the Candy 6. Someone in chat, mentioned that I didn't have the Candy 6. I always have them next to my desk in the computer here, so definitely on the 6. But as far as this game goes, it's really weird for a 9.5 total on a short slate. I actually don't have a ton of interest at all, and usually I'm a Houston guy as far as bats. I do like a couple of their bats here, but I don't have a ton of interest in this game at all. I do get the Minnesota mini stack maybe against Framber. They've got some nice pieces that are cheap. If you wanted to mix them in with a higher stack, I definitely get it. But this is more of a catch-up game for me, Hoop. I don't have a ton of interest. Like I said, I do like a couple of the left-handed bats from Houston. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot in this game.
All right, well, let's move on to the last game of the slate. We'll go to actually, we got to do our other giveaway, our other monthly membership giveaway, which Uncle T is in the process of selecting. And then we're going to get into the plays of the day. So last opportunity to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. We got about 500 watching, about 208 likes. We got to get that up to 250. I know you guys can do it while we're talking about this last game. We got the Braves, we got the Cardinals, and the total is 9. About a little below 5 for the Braves, a little below 4.5 for the Cardinals. We all talked about Toussaint, kind on him a little bit here, so probably not a lot of love for the Cardinals offense, but the Braves offense, I think, obviously in a pretty good spot here. Soler, G. Risen actually rescinded his comment about Soler. He's no longer taking credit for the Soler call. He said he was just joking. So we just have the Mangone and Uncle T taking credit for the Soler call. But back in play here again tonight against the lefty, only 3.3K. In the outfield, I mean, I keep talking about it. There's so many good outfield plays today. We have Albies, we have Riley, we have Freeman against a lefty, Swanson, Duvall, who hit a bomb last night. Very appealing offense here, the Braves, that is. Big T talked to me about the Braves and Cardinals.
Yeah, didn't play the Braves the last 2 days. Definitely not going to play them today in this park. I'm predictable in DFS baseball. I'm not going to cave with stuff like this. I'm not going to play bats in this park, especially when there's big-time offenses and good parks on the same slate. I'm just not going to do it. Sure, if you want to play a one-off or something like Soler, I'm all for it. The issue for me with one-offs in the outfield is I'd rather play a guy like Springer. I know the prices aren't the same, so don't jump in the chat saying all the prices aren't the same. I can find one-offs at other positions. Like I said, Andrelton Simmons at a weak shortstop. I don't need to play a one-off in outfield when there's so much upside at outfield. Yeah, Soler has upside too. I just would rather play Springer and Stanton and the Reds guys, Castellanos and Naquin for salary savings. And the teams I like have outfielders is my point. I'm not going to play Soler tonight. I'm not going to take credit tomorrow when he hits a bomb and someone says, thanks, Big T. That'll be someone else giving them to you. I am off this game, and I'll be playing both of these pitchers. I know I don't think either one of you guys likes LeBlanc. I'm okay with LeBlanc at 6,700. I think he can grind me out like 13 points tonight.
Uncle T, what do you got here in this game?
Yeah, if I was to pick a 14 tonight, I've got my 3 teams. I've got the Yankees, the White Sox, and like I said, I like the Reds tonight as being maybe a lower owned, a little more off the radar, because you do have obviously Toronto and Houston also in the mix tonight. It would be Atlanta. I've been on them a little bit the last couple of nights. Big T hasn't. I get his reasoning on why not. Like you said, he has his things set as far as the ballpark and such, and I get it. I'm not much on Wade LeBlanc. He's a lefty. I do like some of these right-handed bats with Soler and Duvall and Riley. Swanson's been good, and then you got lefty with Freeman, and then I haven't even talked about Albie. So I do think they're in a good spot tonight. They got a 4.6 implied total right now. So, even though it's not the greatest ballpark, I think, going up against LeBlanc, I do think they can get there. And before I go on, Joey Work on this channel last night gave out a free winner on the over 4.5. I know he's in the chat right now, but another free winner Joey Work gave out over 4.5 runs on the Braves last night. So nice job there by Joey Work. But and then on the other side, again, I just like Toussaint a little bit, too much, or a lot. I'm not going to play any of these Cardinals bats. So these last 2 games were kind of catch-up games for me as far as interest level.
All right, Big T, the chat, the YouTube listeners have failed us for the first time in a while. I said just an easy number, just get us to 250, right? Sitting at 230. What are we going to do? Just pull the plug and put the plays in the chat, or it's your call.
Yeah, I think they'll come through for us. Click that like button, get us to 250. Like always, what are we? We're about 500 right now watching. Click the like button, get us to 250 while we give these plays.
All right. Actually, yeah, before we go to the plays, one more thing. Uncle T is going to announce the winner of the second monthly subscription giveaway. We had our guy, our member, Yuri Thomas, gave away one earlier. Mamba, who is in the chat, always providing great mojo, always in here with us. Good dude. already signed up on the website. He already got his membership. Our boy Captain behind the scenes got him hooked up. So we're going to give away the second one right now. And basically the criteria was, if you kind of late to the show, Big T has some new LED fluorescent lighting in the background. You can't really see it unless we go to the full screen on him. But basically, a comment that goes along with the new fluorescent lighting. There was definitely some good ones. I didn't see all of them, but I definitely saw some good ones in there. So Uncle T, give us the winner of the contest.
Yeah, there was obviously, as you guys have been reading them with me, there were some really good comments, but it's going to go to Mike Buckets. And Mike Buckets said that lighting makes me think Ron Jeremy is about to walk in and smash. So Mike Buckets is going to get the free monthly subscription. Congratulations there, Mike.
Can you imagine being a porn star, like a good, up and coming young chick, trying to get in the industry, and you got to get banged by Ron Jeremy. I just imagine that. They say, all right, here you go. This is the first guy that gets to pound you.
You got to get through Ron before you can make it, right?
Yeah. You got to get through Ron before you can get to some young studs. Man, that is definitely
that's a tough project there. That's tough sledding.
That's so tough. The people responded to Big T. Big T said, give us some likes before. And they got the job done for him. 263. Nice job, yeah. Chat got through, so got it done for us. Oh, these comments are just phenomenal in the chat. All right, let's get into the plays of the day. I'll kick it off for us with the 4X play of the day. Kind of talked about him when we were in this game. It's going to be Corey Dickerson. He's 3.2K on DK. He's 2K flat, the stone minimum on FanDuel. Outfield is loaded. I mean, it is for a 6-game slate. There's probably about 15, 16 guys that we talked about at the position. So it's going to be tough, but give me Corey Dickerson as the 4X play of the day tonight. All right, next we're going to go to Uncle T with the mustache ride play of the day. Uncle T, who do you got for us?
Uncle T said he's got 3 straight bombs too on the mustache rides.
Trying to keep it going tonight. I am 3 for 3 so far on the shows and on the thing. So we'll try to make it 4 for 4 tonight. I'm staying here in Cincinnati, Great American Ballpark. I'm going at catcher, 4.3K tonight. Tyler Stevenson hit a bomb, I believe, last night, and he's going to hit a bomb tonight off of this crow, and he could double dong maybe tonight. Really like Tyler Stevenson tonight at only 4.3K catcher position that I think is very thin.
Yeah, love that call. And I mean, you can also play them on FanDuel. I like playing the catchers with the ones with upside. You're not playing the shitty ones batting ninth that have no upside, but catchers that have some upside on FanDuel always really low. Love the graphic too. The mustache ride play. Yeah, a little young buck you're riding the coaster with there. What is it? The Ferris wheel? I don't know what it is, but Uncle T's got a nice young.
I'm not sure about that shirt on, man. He's got me in like a striped shirt that doesn't look real solid. We'll take it.
Knee house boys don't wear striped shirts. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I definitely don't wear stripes.
All the knee houses I met, they're not. I mean, Senior's not wearing a striped shirt. Pooh's not wearing a striped shirt. Yep. Those young bucks, the family members.
Young bucks might wear. They wear some. Yeah. They wear more extravagant stuff. They might be wearing.
Yeah, they're a lot more fit than being Big T though. So
stripes do not look good on Big T. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, good shit. All right, let's get over to Big T for the official Thursday night workbench play of the day. The graphics back up there again. It looks like the Ferris wheel. Me and Big T looks like we're hanging off the edge potentially. All right, Big T, workbench play of the day. Who do you got?
Man, I feel like I whine about this every day because slates like this, I don't know what to do because I want to give someone I'm going to play because that just makes it funner when I give a play and they play, but man, everybody I like is I don't have any like 1% plays today. At least I'm sure some of them will come in lower. I don't know. I'm trying to find somebody that I would actually play.
Like an outfielder. All the outfielders are going to be pretty low.
I mean, the guys I like, though, are just like too good of guys. I like to get a little more creative, but man, they're all just like studs tonight. I'm gonna give a shortstop. He's gonna be. I mean, he's projected at 18%. I don't care. I can't find a low one. I want someone I'm gonna play. I'm going with Timmy Anderson. He's gonna hit a bomb off Daniel Lynch. It's probably too high on for this type of thing. I'd get made fun of if I was Mangone, but it's either that or I can.
A winner is a winner, though.
Yeah, if he hits a bomb, it doesn't matter. And I don't want to give someone I'm not going to play. So I could give like Ref Snyder would be my cheap one if you want one. I just don't know if I'm going to, because he's an outfielder. I don't know if I'm going to play him on my main team. So Timmy Anderson's going yard.
Absolutely love it. Tim Anderson and 6-game slate. I mean, everyone on these offenses are going to have some ownership to some degree. So there's not many, cheap.
And I gave Blanco at 3% the other. You can't give a 3%er every single day.
Yeah. All right, that is going to do it.
But I'm taking it back. I'm giving a different play because I don't like it. I'm giving a pitcher. I'm giving Ross Stripling too.
Mr. Stripling.
Yeah, he's gonna shove.
Big Bruce for Stripling. Like Jose.
Yeah, get out of here, K. Fallick. You gave JC Mejia yesterday.
On the Up to Lock show, we have our boy Steve Boynton, Holden, DC. Holden's actually working today. Wow, that's
2 days in a row.
Yeah, this is crazy. He's
got to be the first time in a while that he's worked 2 days in a row.
Yeah, absolutely living the dream. So you get Holden, you get Stevie Boynton, and you get DC. So tune into that. They'll be taking you guys all the way up to lock. But we are going to get on out of here. For Uncle T, for Big T, I'm Hoop. Good luck tonight in your contest.